The hallway was empty, except for the echo of footsteps and muffled laughter. Emily kept her head down, clutching her books to her chest. She had learned to move like a shadow, quiet, unnoticed, invisible. But that day, she wasn't invisible. 3 boys from the senior class, led by a tall, broad-shouldered guy named Tyler, blocked her path. They had that cruel glint in their eyes, the kind that made your stomach twist. "Where do you think you're going, Mouse?" Tyler smirked, calling her by the nickname they'd given her because she hardly spoke. His 2 friends chuckled, closing in on her from both sides. Emily froze. She had faced this kind of harassment before, but today felt different. They pushed her toward the girls' bathroom, their voices dripping with mockery. Inside, the smell of cleaning chemicals hung in the air. The flickering light buzzed overhead. Emily's heart pounded as Tyler shoved her toward the last stall. "We've got a little challenge for you," he said, pulling open the stall door to reveal the toilet. "Drink, or we'll make you." His friends laughed louder, pulling out their phones to record. For a moment, Emily stood still, gripping the strap of her bag. Every instinct told her to scream, to run, but she didn't. Her eyes lowered, her breathing steady. She remembered something her grandfather had told her years ago: the quieter the storm, the harder it hits when it breaks. Tyler moved closer, his hand gripping her shoulder, but before he could shove her, Emily acted. In one fluid motion, she twisted his wrist, pulling him off balance. The loud thud of his body hitting the tiled floor silenced the laughter. His friends rushed forward, but Emily's movements were lightning-fast. Years of self-defense training she'd kept hidden. She sidestepped one, sending him crashing into the sink. The third tried to grab her from behind, but Emily spun, sweeping his legs out from under him. The 3 boys groaned on the floor, their phones scattered. Their shock was written all over their faces. You know how to fight?" Tyler gasped, clutching his arm. Emily looked at them, her voice calm but sharp. "I'd been holding back for a long time." The sound of footsteps outside grew louder. Ms. Ramirez, the strictest teacher in school, burst in after hearing the commotion. One look at the scene, and she didn't need explanations. Phones were confiscated, detentions were given, and the bullies were marched straight to the principal's office. Later that day, word had spread across the school. The quiet girl no one noticed wasn't just quiet, she was strong. Students she had never spoken to came up to her, thanking her for standing up, some even sharing their own stories of being bullied. Emily didn't brag about what happened. She didn't need to. The bullies who once mocked her now avoided her gaze in the hallway. The challenge Emily faced that day wasn't just about physical strength, it was about breaking the cycle of fear. For years, she'd let others define her, control her, diminish her. But the moment she decided to stand her ground, everything changed. Weeks later, the school launched an anti-bullying program, inspired by Emily's courage. She volunteered to speak, her voice steady as she told her story. She didn't glorify the fight, she spoke about the importance of standing up for yourself and for others, about resilience, and about kindness as the ultimate strength. By the end of her talk, she wasn't Mouse anymore. She was Emily, the girl who proved that even the quietest person can roar when pushed too far. The bullies? They never touched her again. In fact, 30 seconds after they tried to humiliate her, they were begging her not to tell anyone. But Emily didn't need revenge, she had something far more powerful: her dignity, her voice, and the respect of everyone who had once looked past her. And that was worth more than anything.